Good day to anyone who has happened to find this video. And if you did find this video, if this did appear on your feed or somehow just start playing, this is your wake-up call. This is your confirmation, because today I am talking about a pretty heavy topic that is not going to be for everyone. This is pretty deep, and if you are not aware of some sort of awakening, you may be sparked into it by watching this video. What I need to talk about today is the sense of an energy that I have been feeling my entire life. I was born in the 80s, early 80s. So, and my dog is getting some anxiety. She's very, very sensitive. And when certain energies come up, she starts to get a certain way. And that does relate to the energy I am speaking of. This energy is absolutely devastating to feel. The reason I'm even bringing it up is because it is so important that we remove the veil in some way from each other's eyes. There is no one else that's going to do it, that's going to tell us the truth but each other. And we're taught from a very young age to doubt these things, to doubt these feelings, and I am here to tell you and show you through proof of my existence that we can come out on the other end, and we can remove this veil ourselves, us and spirit. That's all we need. And we were made to remove this veil and come out aware and conscious and knowing and standing in our true power. Our birthright is our connection with Source. This is us. Source is us. We are Source. Whatever you choose to call, it's the energy itself. It doesn't matter what man-made names have been given. I'm telling you from my own experiences that ancient beings did not use words to describe anything. It was all energy, sounds, clicks, symbols, synchronicities. This is the communication and language of spirit. We've been taught that we're looking for words written out, something tangible right in front of our face, speaking to us like you and me. We have intentionally been taught to look for the wrong things. Okay. And then what is most important, and I'm going to get to the point because these energies are in extreme distress, and we here on earth are the only ones that can help them at this time. We need to wake up to the fact that they are even here and suffering before any other help can come for them. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. When you channel spirit, you are only allowed to know so much. You can't know everything. And that's why you don't always get what you want when you pay for a mediumship reading or an intuitive reading of any kind. If spirit has a lesson to teach and that lesson needs to be silent, that's what you'll get. And, the more we learn to accept that we really don't have control. There's a crow calling, a single crow. That is absolutely a sign for someone. Crows are significant to me. We also have people building and working on a house, and I do believe that building is what we're doing. We are tearing down and rebuilding right now in society. 4:14 on the clock. This is a theme for everyone, for the collective. Anyway, these energies are galactic. The energies that I'm speaking of are galactic. They came here. They sought us out because they sensed, and I'm not sure, I am thinking around the 60s is when they came. Maybe even late 50s. 1958 stood out for a reason. But they came here and made themselves known to certain people. in order to communicate, to help, because they picked up our signal. We sent out a distress signal into the universe. That was a distress call that was sent out. We've been taught that it was all innocent and whatever, but that was a distress signal because they already knew we were screwed, even then. So this distress call was sent out, and it was answered by extremely loving beings who wanted nothing but to help us and to teach us how to use our abilities that we had been blinded from. Oh, my Biddy, hang on, I'll come stand by you. So my dog's call of distress, that's confirmation. Anyway, yes, hi, baby. So these beings came to us and did everything they could to try to help us. But instead, we are the people, not us, but it is us, the people in power, the human beings in power at the time, abused this gift. They abused this blessing. They abused these saviors. They eventually incarcerated them, tricked them into going into an underground lab like area that now houses so many different kinds of beings, because they have tortured and misused the information that they received from these original beings in order to call in others. Most all of our technology that just seems to poof magically, it has an explanation, but it's like, how did we come to that? We all question. They keep us busy so we don't notice these things. They make sure that we are so focused on so many things that we don't need, that we don't have time to look up. We don't have time to pay attention to the fact that all of the cloud formations and shapes are different now. We have this interesting grid / wave-like structure that never has been there before. And I've been a cloud watcher for a long time. I know that there are other cloud watchers. So many people are afraid to let go of that mask that we are taught is our identity, is our validity. Your family, your job, your car, your possessions. Did I do this? Do I have a degree? Did I follow this step, this step, this step? Did I check these boxes? Am I a complete human yet? No, because you were never meant to be. That's small potatoes compared to what you are and who you are. And these beings that came to help us understood this. And they wanted nothing more than to help us reach our potential, to ease our distress, which was the whole purpose for our call in the first place. These beings were tortured. They have crystals, what looks to me like crystals, at their third eye, the center of their forehead. I believe they are thin and tall. They do not look threatening. They are not threatening in nature at all. They are extremely empathic beings. You can feel their empathy and you can hear them in your mind. They speak with telepathy, and they are just complete love. And to the point that they've been able to escape and chose and didn't. They sit, they wait, they allow themselves to be tortured. The only reasons we're able to extract any information is because we have found other beings similar to them who, operate in not such a loving space, who are able to infiltrate their thoughts. These souls still, even while they're being hurt, tortured, having their entire being extracted from their head, I'm sorry. I've gone through this a lot, or else I would be crying right now. I'm meant to get the message out, so my emotions are being held in check, but normally I'm not even able to speak of this topic. So this message being released is a miracle in itself. But anyway, even as their entire being, all of their knowledge, all of their feelings, the feelings of their entire planet, because these are empathic beings. When you flick one on the forehead, their entire planet, somewhere in the galaxy, feels it. They know what's going on. They're well aware. And they are also well aware that a long time ago, there were seeds planted. They call these energies star seeds. This is all intentional. This is all part of the bigger plan, the exposure. We are at the tower moment. We are right there. That tower is swaying in the wind, about to collapse. And this tower collapse is not going to scare those who stand in their authenticity and in their light. Those of us who are starting to feel excitement rather than fear are well on our way. And that is not to say that if you feel fear, you could not possibly be one of those meant to show the way. Everyone's lesson comes in time. Fear is a great teacher. It's an illusion, but it is a great teacher if you let it be. 11:17 on the clock. My hope for humanity is that we can all come to an understanding of these things and free ourselves, because we, 11:33 just passed, I looked at it. We are the future. It's us. They try to make us believe that we don't have the power, but there is everything. Everything is an illusion. If you're not ready to completely tear down, flip around, and wipe everything you've been learned, you are not ready to wake up yet. Usually this process happens in exactly the way you need to make sure that it's not so hard on your body, because your spirit team knows every single trick, every loophole there is to you. They will find any way possible to make sure that you don't go through anything that is unnecessary. Every single detail of your life has been necessary and will be validated to you. All right, that actually didn't take as long as I thought, but I'm going to keep going. These beings are waiting. They're waiting for us to wake up, because they wouldn't even leave here until their mission is done anyway. Even if they could, they would not leave here. See, my dog, I just tried to walk away from her and she called me back. That's some confirmation right there. They are stuck to us like glue until we are healed. And it's not because they gave their word or someone ordered them to. It's because they love us unconditionally. Because they know 1331 mirroring 1333. They know that we have the potential and the capability to do exactly what they're doing. They are us. They are part of our original DNA. And yes, the story of creation has some truths to it, but it's also very symbolic. It's very cryptic. There are many different twisted meanings, and that is because spirit works in a way to where you can read one message 100 times in your life and get 100 different answers. Same with any person. You can read a few words and it can mean so many different things. And that's the way spirit works. Small miracles that you really need to watch for. The only way to survive in this new world that's coming is to trust yourself. to trust your intuition, because what's coming for us isn't going to be seen. It isn't obvious. It's here. It's hiding in plain sight everywhere. And it's a joke to them. The fact that they have dumbed us down to the point that we've become their robots. We feed the energy of this evil when we follow these mistruths. And it is no one's fault. There is not a single being on this planet who is to blame for this. This is a long started thing. I mean, I'm sure there are energies in that could possibly be some of the original energies, because yeah, they need to be here for this. They're probably going to be paying some lessons. I mean, lessons and balance are in order. The divine feminine has been suppressed and mistreated for as far as time goes back in our knowledge. That is an imbalance that could never, ever continue. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I can feel, knowing that I'm an old soul, there are many, many of us here right now on this planet with the very same mission, the very same divine purpose that I walk in, that you walk in. We are not alone. We never have been alone, and this is the best opportunity in history for that to be known to everyone. This is that grand opportunity. And personally, my soul didn't want to miss it. And I know that there are so many others because I can feel them. I feel them. This is like every famous person in history, 1707 on the clock. Every famous person in history, 1711, decided, this is it. This is the biggest spotlight that's ever going to shine. I got to be there. Because they knew this is the grand opportunity. This is the grand opportunity. This is the grand expression of the light. And you, 1731, 1733, are part of it. We all are part of it. We all play our part. And each part is equally important. And that is the truth. Every single piece is equally important. Even this pup. Her soul came to me in the most amazing way. I had another dog. His name was Casey. Well, I didn't have him. He came to me as well. He was my friend, my family. I don't believe you own animals. If I didn't have to have a leash on her because of other people's opinion of her breed, she would just be walking with me right now because she absolutely does not leave me. The story of Bitsy and Casey was my Sheltie that I had for 15 years. Blessed with for 15 years as my companion, my confidant, my best friend. And that is 100% the truth. Best friend I've ever had in my life. Ran on 4 legs and had fur. So, no offense, Bitsy. You're my best friend living now. But it was about 4 months before Casey passed. And he was healthy most all of his life. He actually had complications with tooth infections, as crazy as that is. He became resistant to antibiotics toward the end. But my daughter rescued Bitsy right after she rescued another dog, another pit bull mix. Bitsy is an American bully. She rescued both dogs back to back, and they ended up not getting along, and it's very hard to train two. They were already adult. Bitsy was 13 or a year old, I think, when my daughter rescued her, and her other dog, Riri, was 2. So it's not easy to train older dogs who are already set in their ways. So I offered that as long as my elderly dog, Casey, was okay with it, as long as there were no reactions. His hips, he had trouble with his hips. He was in pain sometimes. So I knew that he would really want to play, and he would definitely hurt himself trying to play with her. I wasn't concerned about any aggression or anything, or I wouldn't have even started. But I sense animal energy, so I'm pretty good judge. Not to say that I can't even make mistakes. Obviously, animals are unpredictable, even to someone who senses energies. They are still animals. We still don't understand them as human souls, not completely. But anyway, so Bitsy, being a year-old American bully with infinite energy, she actually was rescued from a life in a crate. She grew bigger than they expected. Her legs got probably about 3 inches longer than they were supposed to. So somehow, for that reason, she became impossible to train and was left in a crate. We could tell, we could see signs of it. You can still tell by her nails that, her nails weren't trimmed, and they weren't properly cared for. She didn't walk on pavement. She didn't go for walks. She had no idea what a leash was when we got her. But, this insanely energetic, uncontrollable, so grateful puppy came into my house with my elderly 20-pound dog. And she stood still as a statue, walked around him with such care. She nurtured him. She loved him immediately from the start. I never heard a peep from my dog, who was very sensitive at that time. As he got older, his joints were very sore. So it didn't take much to bump into him and make him cry, but his girl never did. She never hurt him, not once, not even on accident. They were so well suited. She was with him up to the moment he passed. Actually, she woke me up right before he passed, so I was able to be awake with him when he passed, as he did while I was sleeping. But Bitsy didn't let me sleep through it. She was right there with me. He was on the couch next to me. I knew he was going, and I wasn't going to leave his side, and she didn't either. Even though they'd only known each other a couple months, they were soul pups, and they came to me for a reason. Their compassion, their love, the experiences I had with them helped to shed layers that made it possible for me to wake up to my true consciousness, my true being. And there is nothing in this world that is insignificant and that you can't learn from. We limit ourselves with our beliefs, that the beliefs that we are taught. It is, like I said, it is no one's fault that they believe what they believe. It is an intricate, messed up plan to make you believe that stuff. Like, people have worked hard to make sure that you are brainwashed. And unfortunately, that's the truth. And it may sound crazy. It may sound insane to a lot of people, but Spirit has prepared me for that in ways that speak for themselves. I know that this message is only going to be for a select few, and that's okay. I hope it reaches so many. I set the intention that this message reaches anyone who is even on the verge of waking up, that could listen to this and possibly receive anything. If just a spark from a video gives you all the power. Now you can go research whatever it is you want, whatever it is that I said. Oh, dragons are real, by the way, too. Oh yeah, she's crazy. But that's okay. Spirit made me this way because I am the perfect microphone for what they want me to say. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, my friends. It's beautiful. Even though the truth is hard to swallow, what's waiting is you, your true self, your higher self, which is infinite. And I can't wait for you to see. I can't wait for all of us to see. Thank you for joining me.